We move over here, and some of these names were interesting. I got to admit to you, I don't follow a lot of college basketball in general. I just know my Huskies are not good anymore. It is not the days of Kelsey Plum. They have been getting better,
Our
though. They
Huskies.
beat Stanford last year. Ella Ladine was really great. That's a different. We're not talking about college right now. Madi Williams is interesting. She was the second pick overall for the Storm, the first pick in the second round, 6 overall in the second round, out of Oklahoma. Very interesting here. Really from the forward spot, I believe mainly a 3. Could some questions on defense, which I know we just talked about guarding the perimeter, so that's fun. But really could score the ball really well. She did take the extra COVID year at Oklahoma this last year, and while her
Hmm.
scoring and rebounding did drop, her shooting percentage went up. So, kind of interesting there. I mean, still was able to. I mean, you see the 2022 honors there. Still was able to make an impact with the Sooners. But interesting. Again, uh big score, can do that, but some questions there, which kind of limits maybe how much playing time she gets. Any thoughts on that? And where that might fill into a roster, or any just general thoughts on Madi Williams out of Oklahoma?
Yeah, you mentioned the defense. So, I mean, of course, that could always improve, but she did join Elite Company, I would say, in
Mm,
2022, 2023, as one of 2 players to post 24.5 points, 8 rebounds,
mhm.
and 4.2 assists per 40 minutes played. So, yeah, that's a big name being behind Caitlin Clark and being able to kind of imitate what she does. But I mean, you mentioned versatility and 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. That's also pretty versatile.
Yeah.
As a
Yep.
three. Yeah. So I think, yeah, just clean it up on defense and you could bring some real contribution to the team.
I think it was a pick that we got from the New York Liberty. So it's
Oh,
pretty exciting to see that we got Maddie there in the second round, and seeing that she's a forward that can bring a good presence. Seeing that she has some pretty good accolades too within the college industry, or within the college.
career. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting to know that she can average the points and get the rebounds that we need.
Yeah, I mean, look, like you said, we have some holes to fill, and I think anyone, if she could bring those 15 points a game to our team, then I'd consider it a good pick.
Yeah, I like that you played on the versatility there, and mentioned that. I mean, the rebound game, uh, Seattle did have problems rebounding last year, and it wasn't necessary. I think it was more when Tina Charles came in, and Tina Charles, helps open up the offense more to an extent, having her be able to shoot the 3. But in so many ways, and I mentioned it last year in the last offseason to a lot. I wanted Tina Charles. I did. And I was glad when it
Mhm.
finally happened, but I didn't foresee Ezzy Magbagor having the year that she was going to have. I didn't. And I feel like, and I think it's just, unless somebody disagrees, which I don't know how you could, it derailed Ezzy's upward climb. I think it did, because then you take her out of the
Um,
starting lineup. She gets a lot less minutes,
And that's
right?
not taking anything away from the player that Tina Charles is, of
No,
course.
no, it
It's
just
just
is like,
her development.
it's the J. Cole song. How can we'll take away the legends part necessarily, but they couldn't coexist, right? How can they two? They're two. They're very good at their positions, both. I'm not saying they're the same player. They're not, same legacy wise, but they were both having. They both capabilities there, but they just you couldn't play them both, right? I'm not playing. Maybe you could play Charles at the 4.
I mean,
Um,
they tried, but not for very long. They weren't on the
no.
court for very long together, so
Point being, it didn't work out, right?
mhm.
To have them both there like that. Um, so very interesting to have that. So, Seattle does need that rebounding. You're going to need it from all over the court. Um, Versatility is good. Having that, the scoring is big. Maddie Williams was ranked as second at the small forward position by ESPN, so that's good. That's
That
pretty
is good.
good. Um, yeah, just very interesting to see why her numbers went down in that last year at Oklahoma, but still, like Matt said, having the last year of her career, all those accolades, which again, very interesting to see numbers go down, but awards still come in.
Yeah.
And then defense. I mean, I feel like, effort can help defense. I mean, look at Pat Bev. I'm not saying the guy's a lockdown guy, but his effort's good. Well, I don't watch too much Marcus Smart. And
I'm
he's
gonna
not.
go to the Storm practice, and I'm gonna have to tell Williams that you might have made a
No,
perfectly comparison.
no. Have this woman's credential revoked right now. God. Oh, I don't need to be. They'll be like, all right, Charles, you come out here on the court, and my ankle's gone. My ankle's gone. It's funny. When I
geez.
used to play basketball, we were young, and I was one of the taller guys, so they had me play the 4, and I was like, why the hell? And I'm playing the 4, and you know what? I always tried to improve upon was rebounding. So, terrible. Funny talking about. I mean, okay, before I get to Dulcie, anything to wrap up with Madi Williams?
I mean, it's definitely good to point out that she was above 50% from the field goal. I mean, we're looking at pure shooters. Horston was also 73% from the field goal on the free throw line. So we're looking at some good shooters coming in.
And that's what we need. I mean, we need people that can contribute and help Jewel. Obviously, we're all human. Jewel Lloyd even has her off days, so someone that can pick up on the scoring when that happens, for sure, a bonus.
Yeah. I like good to mention that again. See, this is why it's great to have the full panel here, because I can bounce these things. How many times last year with the Storm did we see, one player, whether it was Stewie or Jewel or maybe those two, have these great nights, and then you look down at the rest, like whether it was up on the Twins, like Clement Pledge Arena, or on the box score, just duds for shooting, low production. It was just Stewie or Jewel Lloyd scoring the basketball, and everybody else, they try, and it's just brickety brick. Nobody, or not even taking shots. It's like,
Yeah.
Obviously, Stewie, when healthy, arguably the best player in the world. We can sit there and let her and Asia Wilson just have them play alone.
Battle it out.
Yeah, just put them isolated on a planet and let them battle. But far too often it was like one or two players contributing, and then the rest of it. So
Yeah.
I like that you bring that up, because it's like, I don't need you to go out and drop a ton each game, but it's like knowing that they can shoot, that the percentages are good. It's not God, it goes to it again, where it's like a streaky shooter. Sometimes it's good to have a streaky shooter, but I like consistency.
Yeah.
How often do you hear that word when I talk about any team? Consistency. Talk about the Mariners and their hitting. It's not consistent.
Huge. No.
See? So that's like, if we looked at like what's most used emojis, if we looked at most used words, consistency would probably be up there.